Hey, what's up guys? It's WeebOfWeebs here with part 9 to What If Naruto had a mixed bloodline. I'm just gonna say sorry for not uploading for the past 3-4 days or so. It's because I've been sick and I really couldn't record because my head is like throbbing in pain in the past days. And yeah, with that out of the way, please don't forget to subscribe and like if you like the video. And yeah, let's start. So we see Sakura getting up and she just remembered that Sasuke left the village. And Sakura will still tell the 5th Hokage and that Sasuke is, well, left the village. And they won't do anything because plot. They won't do anything because, well, first plot, and in this, in a logical sense, they don't have any ninjas because they just got attacked by the sand and the sound, so they don't have enough forces to waste on finding Sasuke Uchiha. So yeah, we go to Naruto's perspective. They are running with Naruto with Madara to Kiri, and when they are about, I'm gonna say, 2 villages, no, just 1 village away from Kiri. This is like one of the small, not a shinobi village kind of village, and Naruto and Madara are there staying for food, and after their 30-minute break, then they're going to sprint at 100% to Kiri. And yeah, after those 30 minutes, they ate and they had a little bit of water and all that stuff. And remember, Naruto and Madara are wearing both of the face masks, and it's kind of like the ninja face mask in like the Ninjago series, kind of like that, but they can clip it on and off, like what I said in the last part. And yeah, they sprint to Kiri, and when they get there, they're just about to go into the gates of Kiri, and they stop literally before the clearing. This is like the last 3, and after that it's just clearings. They see fights happening, and both of them look at each other and have this knowing look, like it's a battle going on. We already know, or they already know, which one the rebels are and which one are Yagura's forces, and so they're looking at each other like, should we? I mean, we should, right? They're like having this conversation with just looking at each other, kind of like you do with your siblings or something. And after a while, Madara just Natsu said yes, and both of them disappear in a Shanshin. And when they appear, they literally massacre them, like Madara versus for Shinobi World War massacre kind of thing. Naruto and Madara literally just massacre them with ease. Like, they weren't even a problem. But they don't kill them, or Madara and Naruto don't kill them. They just chop them at the back of their necks, and if they got a little bit too close to death or getting stabbed, they just kill said person that stabbed them. And after, I'm gonna say, 2 minutes of that, Naruto and Madara has already taken care of 300 of Yagura's forces, and both of them are just standing like kind of like, where one of their foots are elevated and Naruto's right foot is elevated like a rock, and the right side, Madara's left foot is elevated in the rock, kind of like the heroic stance kind of like thing. And some are standing up, but they feel this menacing aura coming out of Naruto and Madara. And remember, they haven't used the Sharingan, Meta Release. Oh, and I just found out that there's a Meta Release in Naruto canon, and I'm just gonna say that this is like doesn't exist because I don't really like canon or non-canon or filler things. So yeah, for me, Meta Release in the canon Narutoverse doesn't exist, and this in my Naruto Mixed Bloodline series is the Meta Release of this universe. So yeah, all of the, I'm gonna say, 20 ninjas or shinobis that were able to get up, and all the remaining 280, did I say 300? Yeah, 280 are down for the count, and I'm gonna say 20, 30 of them are dead. So there's only now 250 alive and knocked out. And those 20 will go back to Yagura's forces. And Yagura, not Yagura's forces. So Naruto, after them just having this glorious entrance, they get called by, or they get threatened by, who is this? Mei Terumi? On who they are, what they're doing here, why they're here, why they help them out, and all that stuff. And then Naruto says, relax. We came here to help you in ending this war. Why would you do that? For peace. Like I'd believe that. What really is your true intentions? I told you, peace. My name does not matter. Just call us. And both of them close their eyes, and boom. 1 second later, they have their eyes wide open, or one of their eyes, and Mei just sees Sharingan. The three Tomoe, they don't have their, or they don't unlock or use their Mangekyo because plot, and because they want to lay low because Zetsu might come in and or see them and say that or think that this is Madara. And remember, I forgot to say this, but Madara, after 12 years before this, faked his death. So Black Zetsu and Obito and White Zetsu doesn't know that Madara is still alive. So Madara is laying low right now. So Naruto, after opening their Sharingans, Naruto and Madara, both of them say the Sharingan brothers. And after like 2 seconds of, or maybe I'm gonna say 5 seconds of Mei just staring into or switching between Naruto's Sharingan and Madara's Sharingan, Mei says, okay, I'll just trust your word on it. So you better come to our base now. And she says, Kojo, get some of our rebels and take Yagura's forces prisoners. Then Naruto says, that wouldn't be needed. We can do it ourselves. And both of them disappear in like a blur. Like they don't even use Shanshin. That's just their speed. And they're so fast that it almost left a speed mirage. And they will be able to make a speed mirage or I forget what it's called. A speed mirage in like the 3-year training trip, and this is basically their 3-year training trip. And there's also an alternate reason why Naruto picked Kiri, and one of this is because Naruto will have boil release due to the boiling crows and their stage mode, and who else better to teach them or him jutsus than, well, someone who has the boil release. And yes, I know that the crows can also train Naruto in the boil release, but Naruto will ask Mei this later on, after the war and after the overthrowing of Yagura, and after Naruto masters stage mode. And basically Mei will be like a secondary teacher of sorts. But yeah, Naruto and Madara gathered up all the prisoners and tied them around a chakra rope. This is basically a chakra rope. And yes, that's how amazing they are at chakra control, that they can literally make ropes. Well, this is like mastery of chakra control. Like they can make inanimate objects or like a staff and use it in battle. No, this is like them just making a rope to, well, tie the prisoners together. And this rope is pretty much indestructible as long as they keep pumping chakra into it. And the only thing this can get destroyed is with Sabehada. because, well, somehow it takes chakra. But yeah, Naruto and Madara just drag the prisoners across the ground, and like they don't even care. Like, but yeah, we time skip to about, let's say, the next day. Yeah, Naruto and Madara have settled in the place, and we go to Naruto's perspective. He left the clone in his place, while the real one, or the original one, go to the boiling forest or the boiling mountain to train with his sage mode. And yeah, Naruto starts his training with sage mode, and he already does or makes 10 clones of himself, and this is the minimum he can use to train with sage mode. So there are 10 or not 11 Naruto's training, so 10 are shadow clones and the original one. And the original one is training with how to stand still or sit still for just sit still, while the other are doing the same, but they're taking in chakra slowly, and they're basically figuring out or basically tuning up where the maximum capacity or the right amount of nature energy they have to put in, kind of like that. And after, I'm gonna say, 3 minutes of Naruto trying to sit still in like the same like plank thing, or the same like giant spike that Jiraiya was training with Sage Mode in canon, or Naruto was again also in canon. Naruto, after 2 minutes or 3 minutes after that, he sits still and tries to use or gather nature chakra, and all the other clones, or the 10 clones, have already finished on how or where the maximum capacity or the right capacity does Naruto have to take to, well, cap out his sage mode. Naruto does it, and he gets perfect sage mode, but he can't maintain it for long. He got perfect sage mode for about, I'm gonna say, 5 seconds, and the crows are shocked that Naruto got it in like 5 minutes or 3 minutes or so, but the sage mode immediately wore off. So this is what Naruto would do for the next 2 weeks. This is like 10 Naruto's training, or no, 11 Naruto clones, while the original one is doing or fighting with Madara in Kiri. So we go to, in those 2 weeks of the Naruto clones training in Boiling Mountain, or the Boiling Mountain, Naruto is helping out with doing some farming and all that stuff, and Naruto hasn't yet showed off his metal release, and Naruto is just expanding his senses to see if there's any like intruders around. And he does spot one, and Naruto disappears in a flash and appears behind the man, and the man already is knocked out because, well, Naruto takes him into custody, and he himself will torture the man. And after he wakes up, or the man wakes up, Naruto immediately tortures him, and he puts in some silence heals in the room he makes, or this like metal cube that he makes or he made. And in that room, Naruto is standing in the one of the corners, and the man is sitting in a chair, or no, he's getting hold up in a wall, kind of like Jesus in the cross, kind of like that, while the metal is like piercing him, getting out of the pierce, basically getting pierced and pulled out of his skin, and pierced again and again and again and again, kind of like that. And this is like going into the man's chakra point, so he can't even use chakra if he wanted to, or he can't use chakra at all, because Naruto like cut all of his chakra points, kind of like what happened to Kakazu when Naruto used the Winston Rasen Shuriken in canon. But this time it's, well, without the Rasen Shuriken. So after, I'm gonna say, 5 minutes of Naruto torturing him, he gives up and say that, Yagura was planning an attack in, I'm gonna say, the first light, so this is like nighttime, and he was sent out to scout if there's any possible threats for Yagura's forces. So after that, Naruto just kind of permeates out of the cube or the metal wall, or a metal cube or room. Naruto can do this because, well, it's his metal or his Genkai, and this is kind of like his cool effect that Naruto can do, that it makes him look like he's permeating out of the room or whatever wall, but it's literally just him destroying the metal wall behind him and replacing it with excess in the sides, kind of having this effect that it's stretching out, and after Naruto gets fully out of there, Naruto makes this effect that basically it goes back to its original form. It's kind of like jelly in a sense, but it's literally really just metal getting manipulated into different shapes and ways to, well, use. And after that, Naruto just walks away, and the cube gets smaller and smaller. Then, and it finally makes it to a ball, and yeah, he's dead. And Naruto goes to Mei, and Mei says, "Naruto, what are you doing here? I thought you were supposed to be on guard." Mei, Naruto takes off his hood and his lower part of his mask because he doesn't have his upper part of his mask on. Naruto says, there's Yagura's forces are coming in at first light, so I just want to warn you with that. And then Mei says, "Oh, okay. So, am I going to take care of them, or are you going to?" "I guess I will." And then Mei stands up and kisses Naruto. Yes, this is I'm gonna say a week after Naruto started his training, so nothing really interesting happens in the week prior to that. But yeah, they're in a relationship now, and Madara is, scouting, just helping out the people and all that stuff. And all of them knows who Naruto is now, but they don't know who the right side of the Sharingan brother is. Not even Mei, no one knows, well, except Naruto, of course. And yeah, Naruto in the night goes and meets up with Madara, and Naruto says, "Madara, we have some things to do. There's a Yagura's forces is coming at first light, so I'm gonna make a wall here, kind of like what we did, or what I did in Konoha. So yeah, wanna help me with that?" "Yeah, sure, Naruto. How long is it gonna take?" 2 minutes or so. And yeah, Naruto puts his hand on the ground and forces a large amount of chakra that he is suppressing at the same time. And then after, I'm gonna say, 2 minutes of Naruto just infusing chakra and getting the right amount to cover up the whole rebel camp, Naruto literally just releases it all at once, and everything is shaking really hard, and everyone is coming out to see Naruto basically making a wall, a metal wall. Then it finally happens. Naruto gets in one knee, and Naruto says, "That was hard. Shouldn't have done that all at once. Whatever." So Naruto gets up, and Madara gets down and lands or hands to Naruto and gives him his shoulder to, well, get support. And then Mei walks over to Naruto, and Naruto says, "What? I didn't know you could do this. Since when could you do this?" "Since I could, probably 5-6 years ago. I don't really know. But yeah, I could do this. This is my Kiki Genkai, but don't tell that to anyone. It's really a drag." Shikamaru vibes there. But yeah, Naruto just goes to his tent to sleep. And by the time skip to the next day, around 3 a.m., Naruto decides to surprise Yagura's forces. This is like, I'm gonna say 1,000, basically all of Yagura's forces. And Naruto and Madara are scouting out Yagura's forces. But we see in the far away bush, we see a cloud shinobi. Two cloud shinobis that are scouting Kiri. They just is waiting to see who is going to fight them. But then Naruto and Madara step out. They have their mask on, but they don't have their hood or their upper part of their mask. So the enemies can only see blonde hair, both of them. And then both of them after that says, you should retreat now, or you will face the consequences. And both of them just hear a lot of chuckling, and all of them says, haha, you think both of you can beat us all? We're 1,000 men. If you think you can beat us, you guys are delusional. Oh, are we? Both of them say in unison. Then both of them just disappear in a shanshin. Then they appear in front of the two men that said that, or the one man. And then Madara appeared into the one chuckling the most. And then both of their heads just literally roll off, and they didn't even see Naruto or Madara taking out their swords, then putting them back, or slicing the man's head. They literally just saw them standing right there, but in reality, they moved so fast that they couldn't even see that they chopped the man's head off. But there are like, I'm gonna say Jonins there, and the Jonin could barely see it. It's like a blur to them. But then Naruto and Madara just pick up the pace and massacre them. Like, massacre them. Like, it's no flipping joke, man. Naruto and Madara are literally just killing shinobis left and right, while the two cloud shinobis are taking pictures of Naruto and Madara fighting, or basically massacring them, and all they can see is literally blurs, like black, like the black is black. You can see black blurs going around the whole battlefield, and screams of agony and pain before silence. After 3 minutes of Naruto and Madara literally just slicing and dicing their heads off and their torsos, they stand in the middle in this like heroic heroic stance, and they, or the shinobis, the cloud shinobis, take a picture of this, and Naruto and Madara are too focused in the battle to even notice that they were being watched, but they didn't even care because no one would see them. This is like kind of like Obito's mask that Naruto or Byakugan can see through, so they can't see anything beyond Naruto's mask. So yeah, Naruto and Madara are in this cool position that basically signals that we won the battle. This is our winning stance. But before they can celebrate or let their guard down, Yagura appears in his I don't know, is Yagura a girl or a boy? I don't really know. But yeah, Yagura appears in his Three Tails form. This is the Three Tails chakra form. So the Three Tails actually isn't yet here. So yeah, Naruto says, the Three Tails Jinchuriki. Yagura. Finally, we meet. So Naruto in this one will be the next Jinchuriki of the Three Tails. So yes, Naruto will be the Jinchuriki of the two-tailed beasts. So Naruto fights with Yagura, Three Tails, while Mother is just sitting down, kind of like basically watching. And after, I'm gonna say, a minute, Naruto already has Yagura pinned down, and Naruto has a bunch of seals on Yagura's belly. This is basically where Naruto can absorb the tail beast. Then Naruto, after going through a couple of hand signs, by a couple I mean 300 in the span of 3 seconds, Naruto slams his hand in Yagura's stomach. Then tail beast chakra just comes out of Yagura's whole body, and it finally leaves Yagura's body, and slowly but surely it's going into Naruto's seal. So we see in Naruto's seal there are nine kind of boxes or rectangles around Naruto's seal. One of them in the top middle, is orange, and it has color, and in the bottom, the first one, and two spaces or two rectangles beside that, it has like this reddish kind of like, basically this has the color of the Three Tails Isobu, or yeah, Isobu there. So this is like indicator that Naruto has two-tailed beasts now. And I'm not sure if Naruto will get any other tail beasts, but I'm hoping not, because he's getting too OP in my eyes. But yeah, Naruto is now the Jinchuriki of the Three Tails and the Nine Tails. Well, it's more like the Nine Tails and the Three Tails, but yeah. And the Cloud Shinobis saw this, and they look at each other and they say, or they just have this knowing look that he just stealed a tail beast. We have to go tell the A or the Rekage this. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna leave it off, I think. Yeah, goodbye.